All right, here we are for round 4, our final round. Just jumped into a 2-player queue, so who knows what kind of deck we'll face. We've played 3 different decks so far. I mean, Modern is a very broad format. We're gonna go ahead and keep this. This is a good hand. We have mana creature into turn 2 3-cost guy. So our opponent has played Island. We'll play Hierarch. All right, is another Grixis deck, it appears. Noble Hierarch down. Go for the throat. That's an interesting choice. I'm just going to go ahead and play this voice. Do I want to get a plains or something rather than play this? I think I'm just going to play this. White green here. I'm gonna be playing that untapped pretty much regardless. So I don't really see a huge difference between playing that this turn or their next turn. I guess my opponent could theoretically play something that makes me unable to search my deck or something like that, but it's probably not going to do it. So the voice is quite powerful here. My opponent is playing a deck with cards like Spell Snare. Probably also has things like Remand, Mana Leak, whatever else that makes voice quite strong in this kind of spot. Probably getting it Terminated or something like that now. Oh no, he is playing. It looks like this is either a Murderous Cut or like a Tasigur style card. The Angla, there it is. I feel like I just want to play Kitchen Finks here. I don't really mind Angler being in play at the moment, and I don't want to use my turn, like my full turn playing this. I can play Kitchen Finks now and then play Smiter later, because Kitchen Finks is guaranteed to resolve now since my opponent's tapped out, whereas Smiter can always resolve. And I'll just have a voice in play, so. England. He's gonna attack me. I am not blocking. I could just block with Finks to prevent 5 damage, gain some life, but this gives me. Maybe that actually would have been a little bit better. I could have also double blocked. If I double block, he's casting a spell. Kolaghan's Command. Okay. Oh god, thanks. Wait, no, I meant. Oh god, I should have put Wiltleaf Legion into play. I can actually cast that. Oops. Well, oh well. We're casting Wiltleaf Legion anyway. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have put the Wiltleaf Legion into play, then cast another Wiltleaf Legion. Just killed my opponent this turn. Literally, my opponent would have been dead if I just put Wiltleaf Legion into play and then played another one. Just attack you for 17. You're at 2. Go. Don't think my opponent's gonna make me discard with Kolaghan's Command again. But yeah, I like, briefly just got so excited to put my Smiter into play that I totally forgot that I had Wiltleaf Legions in my hand. It would appear that we win, though. Yeah. He'll think twice before casting that again. So we're going to play Relics again. Here, my weakest cards are probably Pride Mages. Finks's are okay, actually. I think maybe last time we were playing against the Delver version before. Maybe we want to take out. Maybe we do actually end up wanting to take out like a Whitley Fleege, maybe even two after sideboarding, just because I'm kind of afraid of Rending Volleys, which is, you know, pretty scary card. I think I'm gonna go with this setup. My mana curve's just so clunky here, though. I end up having so many things at 3. I mean, that's just kind of this deck, though. This deck is goes 1-3 rather than playing much at 2. I don't think Pride Mage is going to be particularly useful for a lot in this matchup, unless my opponent has like Batter Skull, in which case Pride Mage could be pretty important. But you also have Thoughtseize and Choke that can help deal with that sort of situation. So I'm going to give this a shot, see how it goes. All right, this hand, it looks pretty good. We have a very strong Souls plus Township draw off the game for any game that goes long here. Why is my F8 button wasn't working briefly? So I'm gonna go get green white. We can just get a basic swamp with that. We'll play bird. All right, so here, there's our other Gavity Township. I'm just gonna play Smiter. We're assuming that our opponent has a Remand or Mana Leak or something, probably. So I'd rather play Smiter into that than play my Lingering Souls. Force my opponent to potentially uses mana ineffectively. If he does get terminated, that's kind of unfortunate. That's another reason that I think that it's possible that this deck is not necessarily as good as it may have been in previous metagames. Like, people actually have cards that kill Smiters. People actually have cards that kill your sort of larger minions, larger creatures. Terminates being able to kill both Smiter and Rhino out of a lot of these blue-red style decks, which previously were, frequently very, very easy to beat. I think I just want to get basic swamp here and cast Lingering Souls. I guess you guys cast Lingering Souls right now. You don't need to get basic anything. I don't even know why I'm thinking about that. I don't think that there's a ton of incentive to actually just play birds here. If I do want to play bird, well, birds lets me, if this gets remanded, getting Mana Leak, that's fine. My birds can actually just get killed, is the annoying thing. Like, if he has Electrolyze, it's horrific for me. And the difference between me having 5 mana and 6 mana next turn isn't hugely different, although the difference between 6 and 7, yeah. I probably should have done this differently, because now I actually have to get, I'm going to get a Pain Land. Yeah, I hadn't really thought that through well enough. Here, end up taking 2 damage for basically no reason, because I could have gotten basic. It does still give me the green-black land. So if my birds do die, I end up being in a situation where I can at least still activate Gavity Township and cast my spells. So it's not necessarily like strictly incorrect. This is a matchup where it's likely not enormously important for me to watch my life total. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 6 mana, so I can like flash back the Lingering Souls and then potentially play another Lingering Souls. I don't know that I want to do that, though. because I think it's like it's possible my opponent has something like a Damnation. All right, there's a Terminate. I think I do just want to play. He has like a Remand. Probably not Remand in this deck. It's probably just all Mana Leaks. So I actually think I want to play the one from my hand first. This lets me play around Mana Leak. I think I don't want to flash it back, so I can keep playing around Mana Leak. Because it's very easy. I have a ton of mana, so I feel like not playing around Mana Leak here would be a mistake. I also just have Township in play, so you know, next turn I can like just flash back one of these and then still have Township mana. Sack this. Lighthouse. Alright, we're gonna get our last remaining Shockland. We will flash back Lingering Souls. And then I will activate Township. It's a lot of damage if he doesn't do anything. I mean, he could like Damnation me, but I still have Lockstone Smiter plus Lingering Souls to follow that up. So I'm not really super scared of that. I mean, it's obviously the worst case scenario for me, but without Damnation, he's basically dead. Because I have 10 power with the Flyers in play right now. Lighthouse. Okay, well that's probably indicative of the game being over. All right, and we won. Oh my god, we won a match. So yeah, well that one went well. Overall, I didn't feel like the deck was performing very well against the sort of field of decks that I saw in these games. And I mean, frankly, that's understandable. You know, when we built this deck for the Pro Tour, it was a very sort of Abzan burn heavy metagame that we were specifically targeting, and the deck, you know, was designed specifically to beat those. And while it is sort of objectively powerful in terms of the things that it can do, it's not necessarily particularly strong against many of the sort of popular strategies that don't necessarily match up. Care about the same sort of things that that your deck does. So in particular, that Rending Volley against the Tron deck really made me feel like, okay, you know, do I really want to be playing a deck that's playing Wiltly Fleege when Rending Volley is a popular cyber card? You know, I think that the fact that people, even if it's not targeted at you in any way, are going to have ways that they can kill one of your biggest threats for just 1 mana. It's just going to be in their cyber against Splinter Twin anyway. Leads me to think that it's not really the place that I want to be in Modern right now. It feels like I want to be in a position where people's cyber cards aren't necessarily going to be that great against me, or at least that, you know, my deck is sufficiently efficient and threatening in a small enough window that I can end games before they're able to find their cyber cards or whatnot. I mean, we just got totally run over by the Tron deck, which is kind of expected because I think that a matchup is pretty terrible. And then, didn't really do very well in the other matchups. Beat one of the two Grixis decks we played against, and that matchup feels like it's okay. Like I got pretty lucky in the first game, obviously, when my opponent Call Guns commanded me, and I was able to put a free creature into play. But that's not going to happen against all your opponents, and many of them who may sort of be on to what you're doing. It's definitely not going to happen there. So my inclination is that this is just probably not a deck that's worth playing in Modern right now. Maybe in some other incarnation, maybe in some other build of an Absence style of sort of mid-range-ish kind of deck. I don't think that Lingering Souls is nearly as good as it has been. Is a big part of it. We even saw in a matchup where I was playing against sort of a controlling style of deck. My opponent was ready for it. My opponent had Is It Staticaster, and my Lingering Soul at the end of the game just ended up totally stranded in my hand. So while it is a strong card against decks that are trying to play fair, it's very good against some of the unfair decks too. It's good against Infect. It's good against Affinity. But it's not going to be good against a deck like Tron. It's not good against a deck like like the combo Kiki Jiki deck we lost to in the first round. So probably not where I want to be right now. Maybe there's something worth exploring a little bit further. Maybe just if you are going to be playing like an Abzan style deck, you want to be more of the sort of traditional Abzan-ish shell with the more disruption and such, and not really being on Whitley Fleege, because sadly Whitley Fleege does die to one of the most commonly played sideboard cards in the format, which makes me sad. But that is the way of the world, and we got to deal with it. So anyway, that's it. Give me it for me for now. I don't know if we'll be back next week with another video, or if it won't be until after my Pro Tour preparation is over. But when I am back, I will be playing something else, maybe Modern. Certainly going to play Standard after the Pro Tour if it gets to that point. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Don't play this deck. Bye-bye.